Andrea is the perfect blend of nature and nurture. Bodybuilding greatness is very much dependent on genetics, as is true in all sports. Before we continue, please don't forget to like and subscribe to support my YouTube channel. But there must be a lot of nurture working in combination with nature to achieve success. In other words, success requires a lot of hard, disciplined, and consistent effort over time. Andrea Shaw has an amazing physical structure that is big, muscular, and aesthetic. For that, she can credit in part her grandparents and great-grandparents. But in addition, it turns out she is as hard a worker as anyone and goes to the gym, day after day, going through relentless, super intense workouts. Given it takes both nature and nurture to succeed in sport, Andrea makes absolutely sure she takes care of the nurture part. In everyday life, people know Andrea to be sweet, soft-spoken, and agreeable. But in the gym, she is a machine. As I followed her around with my camera, I was amazed at how much weight she used and how many reps she performed using such heavy resistance. The last bodybuilder I saw who used both very heavy weight and high reps was Ronnie Coleman. When I asked him how he was able to do so many reps with such heavy poundage, he told me he had started with lighter weights and high reps and just kept adding weight over time. In other words, progressive resistance training. Heavy weights and high reps. The same has been true of Andrea. I want to build as much solid muscle mass as I can, she told me. And that means working with heavy weight all the time. But I want shapely muscle, not the kind of slap muscle you see with a powerlifter. So, I have always kept the reps high. Where most bodybuilders are staying in the 6 to 12 rep range, Andrea keeps going. My goal is 20 rep sets with heavy weight. But I never settle for fewer than 12 to 15 reps at minimum. As a result of this intense effort, Andrea has ended up being much bigger than seems apparent at first. But she is so symmetrical and aesthetic, fans are often surprised that she competes at about 180 pounds. Consider that Linda Murray, with whom Andrea is often compared, was at her best on stage at something like 145 pounds. That is 35 pounds muscle difference. Another significant thing about Andrea Shaw's training is how many days she works out. One major difference between bodybuilding nowadays and some 30 years ago is that successful competitors tend to train less and rest and recuperate more than they used to. But that is not the case with Andrea. Until recently, she trained 7 days a week. And even though she has cut back on this schedule recently, she is still in the gym 6 days a week. I started out with a more conventional approach to training, she says. It was only after many years of working out that I developed my individual approach. It took a long time for me to learn my body. I may very well make changes to my routine in the future. I will go by how I feel and what progress I am making. Andrea cautions others to not copy her training approach but to start out with a more conventional approach and gradually make any changes your body seems best to respond to. Both she and Ronnie Coleman are exceptionally strong by nature. But there have been great champions who took very different approaches with success training lighter, for example, and with styles ranging from HIIT to super high volume. Andrea's 7-day training cycle. Andrea Shaw, unlike almost everyone else in the sport, has been on a consistent 7-day-a-week training cycle. Quite recently, she cut back to 6 days a week workout. But following is how she approached her workouts for her Miss Olympia victories. Monday chest, Tuesday shoulders, Wednesday back, Thursday legs, Friday chest, Saturday back, Sunday legs. A serious work ethic. So, for would-be champion bodybuilders, what should be emulated is Andrea's work ethic in the gym rather than her specific workouts. She is in and out in an hour, doing 5 to 6 exercises, but that hour is devoted to intense, unrelenting work. She blasts out her sets with maximum intensity and moves from one set and exercise to another with minimum pauses in between. Again, She explains this level of intensity is not something you should expect to achieve right off the bat. Like working with heavy weight, you need to work up to it over time. Everything is progressive. Patience is a key. And it also takes time to come close to your potential when it comes to developing a muscular, aesthetic physique. So along with advising would-be champions to train with maximum intensity, Andrea Shaw also tells them to be patient, give themselves time to build quality muscle, and not be too quick and eager to enter competition. And when they do, she says, don't compete too often. Certainly, not 2 or 3 times a year, as some do. You can't really peak that often, she advises. And when you try, it means you are slowing down your path to ultimate genetic potential. You can't really grow when you are on a severe diet all the time. Train hard, she says, train smart and let your body develop at its own pace. For some, this will be faster and sooner than others. It depends on individual genetics. As the old commercial says, you can't fool Mother Nature. Thanks for watching. I hope this video inspired you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to support my YouTube channel.